others lie awake and cry the whole night long. Some people lose a baby, they just throw a fit. But me, I just sit down and knit. I'm gonna knit, knit, knit all day. I'm gonna knit my blues away. Well, if I'm feeling low, I knit a row. Cause a fella needs his knitting just to ease his soul. Well, hello, King Cole was a merry old soul. Whenever he was feeling down, he called for his needles and he called for his wool. And he knitted himself a crown. Why, baby, ring the roses, a pocket full of posies. Knit one, purl one, we're gonna knit right now. Everybody gonna knit. Now listen to me. You're all gonna need 24 1-ounce balls of purple wool. You're gonna need 14-inch number 10 size knitting needles. All right? All right.
Hello.
Then you take one needle in your right hand and you take the other needle in your left hand. You're all gonna knit a G-cozy, all right? All right. Now here we go. Now you listen. You insert the right hand needle from the back to the front between the first and second stitches. On the left hand needle, you bring the front of the loop on the second stitch to the back of the work. Now knit the loop. Oh, I like that, baby. Then you knit the first stitch from the front of the stitch. You slip both stitches off the left hand needle and you repeat the row. Why, yeah! We got it. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, look, that needle, baby.
Okay. Alrighty. So I'm upside down. Because, well, I'm upside down. I don't think I can fix that. Yeah, it's not going to let me fix the fact that I'm upside down. But, alright, let's turn some sound off. Or at least put it away from the speaker. So yeah, everything's upside down for me as well. So I'm trying to read comments upside down. So you guys aren't the only ones being mistreated right now. But the hope is that we can upload this later to YouTube with a voiceover and it would then be the right direction. So, about a month ago, probably, we did the Moebius cast on and we were at a friend's house, so we didn't have any kind of proper setup. So I thought today I would reintroduce the Moebius cast on, and later hopefully we will be able to add this to YouTube and it be a great cast. Hello. Oh my goodness, I can't see who that is. It's upside down. Looks like Lisa. I'm sorry, like I said, you guys aren't the only ones being abused right now. Alright, so I have a ball of yarn here and a super long cabled needle. So as you see here, it's doubled over itself. And so I'm just going to set that down for a moment. And I'm going to tie a slip knot into my end. Now I don't need a really long tail because it's not like the long tail cast on. This is totally on its own. So you want to have your cable as much as you can evenly kind of spread out. So when you cast on, you're starting in the middle of the cable and with your right hand needle or left hand if you're left-handed. So I'm going to tighten this down. And let's see here. Sorry. I should have practiced again before I started, but here we go. So we have it slipped onto our needle. A lot of people will tell you you have to slide it around to the middle. You really don't. You just have to have it on the needle. So that counts. Can you explain the cable? So the cable, it's, I would say, at least a 42-inch cable, but that's the one that I'm using. I would recommend 40 inches or longer if you're making pretty much any Moebius will allow you a 40-inch cable. If you go smaller, they don't twist up well. Let me show you. I have a whole bunch out here. I have a whole... We are doing the Mobius cast on. So let me just grab some other needle lengths here. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't catch that last one. So here's a whole slew of different needles. These ones are a 29-inch. It doesn't say on it. But, you know, yeah, they twist around, but confused on why you need a cable. Oh, so the other person said they're confused on why you need a cable. That's just the way that this works. I mean, I've never seen it done on DPN, so you need the cable needles. I really couldn't see someone trying to do it on a DPN. I really don't think it would work. You would need like 50 of them. So like this here is a 29-inch needle, and yes, it does loop around itself. Double point needles is DPN. So the cable doesn't have enough slack to it to where you would be able to still knit and have the cable completely twisted around. And then, so again, with these ones here, you know, they just don't work. The smaller you get, the less loop you have. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to my big old long cable needles. Now I'm even more confused on this. Never heard of this type of sewing before. It's not sewing, it's knitting. So your slip knot counts as stitch 1. Now I'm going to bring it down under the cable and pick it up with my needle. So now I actually have 3 stitches on. 1, 2, 3. This one down here is 4. I'm going to bring it up. 5. Down, make 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And you just keep this pattern going. Uh-oh, I hear a toddler on the other side of the door. And so you see how they're making this interesting design. And you're just going to keep this motion going. And some patterns actually tell you how many to cast on. And I like to just, like this one here will end up being a cowl for my daughter. So it'll be plain because it is a gradient type yarn. So, hi Lisa, Linda, Lindy, I don't know, it's upside down. So like something like this, I really don't have to count the stitches, but every time the yarn goes around the cable, that counts as a stitch, and then of course every time it goes on the needle counts as a stitch. And then of course you also want to make sure you're not too tight or too loose. It's really something you got to get a feel for. Some people will cast on to actually 2 sets of needles to help make sure that you're not too tight. Now, as you see, my second needle ended up being kind of far away. That's okay, I'll fix that here in just a minute. So, see all that slack there? All I'm going to do is pull on that needle and get that cable to come around. There we go. And then that's probably enough stitches there. And it's a lot harder to twist or, you know, accidentally get a twist when you're first starting on these. So like with a hat, you know, you cast on 72 stitches or whatever it is, and then it says join in the round, be careful not to twist. These are really hard to accidentally have an extra twist. So now you see here that slip knot is down here on that cable. I've worked all my stitches, spreaded them out. It doesn't, you know, nothing fancy. And now I can start knitting. And this is when the it really comes in handy for you to know if the stitch is twisted or not. So I'll show you guys again real quick. I've done this before, but you see how the bar that's closer to you is to the front? That stitch is not twisted, so I knit into that one regularly. Now this one, this yarn that's on the back side is to the front, so that means it's twisted, so I'd knit through the back loop. Sorry, this, I don't like working with single ply because it's a big fuzzy mess. But this is what my daughter wanted, so that's what she got. Oops. Does anyone have any questions about this while I'm paying attention? You have a request for tutorial, and what would your request be, Lisa? Okay, I'm going to move the camera to where I can see it better. Been working on the color. Okay, so color work. So you just want me to do color work, or see if I can do this without falling. There we go. Okay, so you both want me to do a tutorial on color work. So when I do color work, I actually have that sock right over here. This is a, I can do the color work, join it while doing, okay. So what I just showed you guys was the cast on for a Moebius cowl. So basically you're knitting in the round, but it has a twist to it. Let me grab my Moebius here. So a Moebius cowl has a twist in it. and you work from the center out. So this edge here was where I cast it on. Now, Lisa, on the color work, so here's, thank you. This is actually a pattern I wrote. It's called Building Hope, and it's to support cancer and other ribbon supporting things. So you see the ribbon here and then a heart there. I chose teal because it is the cancer that my grandmother died from, but it is also for PTSD support, which my best friend has very severe PTSD, and I help out with his family a lot because of it. So, Lisa, on the color work, I'm a continental knitter, and I keep both colors on one hand, one finger, but I can show you where it's a continental on one, but then we're throwing the other one. But that will have to be another day. My poor daughter is concerned because she doesn't see mommy eat, like, ever. Joining the new yarn. Okay, I'm trying to think if I have anything going on. I might have to wait until next Tuesday, and hopefully yours looks sloppy. Okay, so here you see this random thread sticking out. That's because I just held the yarn next to the rest of it and started working it, and then I just pull it tight to, so see here if I can show you. So right there you can see is my first color stitch. If I pull on the string, it still pulls that stitch tight. So right there, it's, you know, it's not secured in yet. I still need to take it and weave it in properly. But, you know, if that helps you a little bit, cool. Otherwise, maybe I will try and do that next week and have this sock done and ready to start the color work on the next one, so I can just show you straight on for the project that you're doing. I had to darn it. That was too loose. Okay. Yeah, my sides are a little bit wonky. They're not perfect, but, you know, who is? So you can see that side's a little bit, like, right in here is kind of loose. So, but it's not so much that it's going to affect the socks. So, yes. You did a dupe stitch. I don't know what that is. Oh, a duplicate stitch. Okay. Yeah, a duplicate stitch is something that works great for just about everything. But I need to go eat in front of my daughter. The poor thing, she never sees me eat. And today at dinner, you know, I'm coming back here to do this, and I overhear her saying, Daddy, why doesn't Mommy ever eat? I want to have them done for the Harry Potter knit-along? Those socks would be really hard to finish. I don't even think I could finish them by Thursday, because that's 2 days. So I would literally have to be knitting on them constantly to finish them. I did the, I don't have them back here. I did my, oh, they might be back here. They might be over on that side. Oh, here they are, right here. I did these socks, my surf socks. These are really neat. You knit around, like halfway around. So you knit one color, and then you purl it back, and then you knit that side, and then you purl it back. And so it's very interesting. There's a lot of wrapping and turning. So it's short rows, but it's not. But yes, so I need to eat in front of my child so she sees that mommy does eat. I'm fat enough you think she would know I eat. Yes. It has to do with my eating disorder, and eating's just difficult for me. So I just don't sit and eat with the family much because I'm not necessarily eating the same meal as them, and I have issues, so like my husband will stop and stare at me if he thinks I'm having an issue, and so instead of troubling everyone else, I just kind of eat by myself in the corner. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I hope this little tutorial was helpful for you guys. Like I was saying at the beginning, I'm going to try and get some... Thank you. You have a good night too. I'm gonna try and get some more tutorial type videos loaded up on YouTube. My favorite go-to person for tutorials though is Knit Pearl Hunter, and then there's another lady, I think it's Pink something. Anyway, so I might start with things that they don't have, or I might just kind of start off with the easy stitches just to kind of warm myself up into it. I don't know. We'll see. Check for trolls I did and had a bunch. Knit pink, yes, that sounds right. I constantly check for trolls on my following list, and basically if they don't have anything craft related, they might get blocked. You know, for the most part, the trolls you can really figure out. You do too, but some slip in, yes. Some do always slip in. So, alright, I'm gonna go. Hi, I'm Baymax. Okay, going. Bye.